Hello everyone and welcome back to, I believe, day 6 of my adventure where I try and play this mod pack, Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles for 100 real-life days. So this is currently my 5th day playing this pack, and today I think I'm going to do a bit more with our Tinker's tools that we unlocked last time, and along with that, probably do a few things around the farm, and maybe get into some forestry and some bees specifically. So let's see how much of that actually comes through today. Join me along to this episode, and let's go. In the last episode, we just got the smeltery that's behind me, and we unlocked bronze tools, allowing us to start making better weapons and tools with higher durability and higher mining levels. Now, this smeltery is bigger from last episode. I did increase the size off camera. I grinded out, got a lot of clay, sand, and gravel to build this up. I decided you don't need to sit there and watch me mine and smelt a bunch of things. So I went ahead and did it. So we have an increased capacity in here. Today, I'm going to continue upgrading my tools like we did last time. We started with a flint pickaxe, which got upgraded to an iron and now a bronze. I'm hoping to go a bit further up. I did take time, like I told you, to smelt all of my ores and double them. And because of that, we got a lot of quests completed in this quest book. This is the Ores, Alloys, and Smeltery Tier 1 chapter in our quest book. And in here, it wanted us to start essentially grinding out for a lot of different materials, to which I did. Now, a lot of these have quest rewards that I have to choose from, which I'll get to later. But right now, I'm seeing down here, it wants me to make another pickaxe head. I can't do this one. I don't have access to mana steel right now. But I do have nickel, and it wants me to make a nickel pickaxe. So, that's pretty straightforward. We're going to grab our cast we prepped yesterday, or the day before for you guys. This is a material of 6. So I'm going to put that in. I'm going to go ahead and start smelting up 6 nickel ingots. 1 ingot is going to melt down into 1 material. So we'll get 6 of those going, and we'll get the pickaxe head, and we'll be good. As I pour out the nickel pickaxe, let's read more about it. This pickaxe head, the tool head up here, is going to give me 345 base durability, a mining level obsidian, a mining speed of 4.5, an attack of 3.38, and it gives me this ability here called Nick of Time. But if we look over at Invar, which is on the same page, there's an increased durability. It's the same mining level and the same mining speed, a little bit of a higher attack damage. So Invar is slightly better than Nickel when it comes to the head attributes. With our pickaxe head, we can head back up to the attic. And in our little crafting station, we can combine our previous pickaxe with a new head piece. And I was wrong from last episode. I said I need to be full durability. You don't need to be full durability. As you can see, I can swap things out right now, which is great. And if I wanted to, I can even swap out the handle with something else too. Now we have something that can mine obsidian level stuff, which means we could go start farming for obsidian. However, obsidian takes a long time to mine. Even with our mining speed of 4.5, it might take us a while to mine through obsidian. This is when the modifiers come into play. So I'm going to grab a few of these materials right here. Now, if you go into your materials in your book, you can click on this redstone, which is your modifiers, and read about these. These you can kind of think of as enchantments, and some of them might even sound familiar. You know, we have Sharp for sharpness. We have Silk Touch with this gem. Bane of Arthropods in case you ever need that. And the way this works is you're going to put in your tool of choice. And you're going to put in the material associated with that attribute. So I want to essentially give this efficiency. I want it to mine faster. The way I do this, instead of enchanting it in a via an enchanting table, I'm going to add redstone. That's what is connected to haste in this mod. So you can see I have 50 out of 50 redstone. If I took away that, it'd only be 32. So now I got essentially haste 1. And I can add a bit more and get haste 2. And maybe we can get all the way up to haste 3. on second thought, I'm going to leave it at haste 2. And the reason for that is because if I hold shift, you can see underneath attack, I have 2 modifiers left. There is a limit to how much you can add on to these pickaxes and tools at a certain time. There's ways to increase how many modifiers you have, mainly by using it. The more you use it, the more modifier slots you'll gain. But since I already put 2 haste modifiers on this, I want to go back and see if I can put some luck on it. Luck is going to be your fortune. So now I have level 1 luck, and now I have level 2. So I have essentially efficiency 2 and fortune 2 on this pickaxe. It's just named different. It's called haste and luck 2. So now that I have luck, if I were to mine up this coal, there's a chance of me getting fortune and getting 2 pieces of coal for 1 vein. And it's not going to be always. It's just like the regular enchantment. That time I got 3. Got 2 that time. I think I got a few more that time. And of course, with the redstone added on, I'm also going to be mining faster. And if you have any other questions about tinkers, feel free to ask them down below in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them or even include it in my next video. But that's it for now. You can see I have haste on these as well. Eventually, if I can get quartz, I can add sharpness to my sword. But for now, that's enough with tinkers. Let's go do something else. As you can see, I got a lot of different reward items from doing all the quote questing. All I did was just gather resources, but I'll sort this out now. The only things really to take note of is I have another small storage crate, which is not small. It's a great size. And one of these, I might use this for around the farm whenever I want to have a multi-use tool. So this thing looks like pretty good. So I'll probably use this just to keep inventory spaces small. So you might see me using this guy instead of my tools. I might just swap between them whenever I want. Now in front of my main farms over here, I have a storage drawer, which each slot of these can hold 32 stacks. And I can just store the crops I grow and the seeds and other things in here, making things easier for me to keep a track of. In our chef's workshop, we can combine some salt, some spice leaves, and 4 vegetables of any sort, it seems like. And we can make some veggie strips, which compared to our bread gives us just a little bit more saturation, and that I feel is more important right now than anything else. So I just figured out this something I could have done a lot earlier. This quest for making an iron chest, this is in the first chapter, is going to give me a shulker box as a reward. And then apparently which I can upgrade to an iron shulker box using just iron instead of plates. And look at that. That's a pretty good thing right there. That's already bigger than my backpack. Wonder if I can upgrade this more. Are you ready? Look at that. And I can just keep that on top of me whenever I want. I can even put it in my backpack if I wanted to, probably. Alright, so yeah. Go ahead and make sure you do these quests to get that shulker box. That was a nice little find. Well, it is a shame that I still am not sure on how to get the cobalt needed for me to make a cobalt pickaxe. Without that, I can't use the little tiles mod to build the barn how I have it planned out in my head. And I don't think I want to necessarily compromise and find a different way of building this barn. It's just, I'm just gonna sadly have to wait for a bit longer. So in the meantime, I'll just have to just keep trucking along the mod pack until I can get there. And we'll just have to deal with this not so good looking barn for the time being. Even though I can't do the outside of the barn right now, I can still work on the inside. And I just finished outlining with these blocks right here, the second portion where most of the animals are going to be stored. I have a few things in the way right now, but it does give me an idea to try out something in the quest book, which is this the chest transporter, which will let me move around chests hopefully. So let's go make that and see how it turns out. All right, I should have everything I need to make this chest transporter. So we got that in the books. Should go dingy ding. And let's see. A tool to move chests around, which is very nice and handy. Using again while it's carrying a block, we'll place it down. Will also work for other chests and drawers with inventory. Nice. So then I should be able to, like, for instance, pick this up, and place it down. Okay, that's a one-time use, so luckily I was able to fit everything out here into this one small storage crate. And now I can continue on with my additions. Alrighty, I have these addition built up, and inside I've also did the groundworks for the different pens I want to have for my animals. And I've also learned, thanks to my open range animals down there, that I should keep the males and females separate. So I might just have a handful of them in here, and then maybe another sort of open range somewhere else that I can keep a closer eye on and keep control of. Because right now, I get lag spikes every time I look over the animals. There's so many of them now, so we'll be selective about the ones we bring back in here. Now that I have access to my blacksmith workshop, I can start making iron rods. And with that, I should be able now to make some scoops. And these scoops are used to collect the beehives, like the one that's downstairs and just taking up some space. So these, I can now break them with the scoop. Oh, they will hurt me still. I have to be careful. But now I got myself the first components of starting bees, which is some honeycomb and a bee. And now it looks a lot better. So I'm going to go around and collect a few bees. Oh, that's a lot easier. And after getting the bees around the compound, this is what I was able to find. I have some interesting ones, as I have mystical and unusual bees. And then the ones you would expect, the forest and meadow bees. So a good assortment for us to dive into that later. For now, I gotta move my animals. Alright, I got my animals in place. This pen is empty for future chickens, or rather hens, if I can find any. My two roosters, my two only chickens, are over here. I brought in two pigs. I think they're both female. I brought two lambs, and then two rams. But I guess these aren't technically lambs or ewes. I think that's how you say it. Female goats and male goats. I think. Are these sheep? I'm so confused. Well, they're fuzzy and have horns, so goats or sheep, I don't know the difference right now. But they're here. Only thing missing are my cows, which I want to put in a different place just because they're so big. And also I am keeping the genders separate so they don't, like, just continue reproducing and then have the problem they have out there in the field. Now they're moved in here. I want to relocate that pen over here, so in case I ever do want to breed any of the animals, it's a close walk. I don't have to go very far, so I'm gonna start working on relocating that large pen right over here. I ran out of dirt, so I came over to the forest that I take all my wood from and decided, why not take my dirt from here too? So I'll just take a little bit off the top, just a little bit. Alright, time to panic, because I just got a notification down there that says the blood moon is rising. So I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to sleep through the blood moon. And I'm a little baby. How did y'all do that? How did y'all do that? Well, piggies, I guess you sleep there tonight. And, yeah, I don't think I can sleep through this, can I? You don't feel tired enough to sleep. Ooh, boy. Oh, I hear spiders already. Hey. Oh, there's Endermen. There's baby zombies everywhere. A lot of creepers. They're all coming for me, huh? Okay. Time for me to sit here and cower. I'm not going out there. My animals are all asleep and it's nice and peaceful behind the safety of my barn. Okay, I'm gonna use my chisel and bit to just carve a hole out and look out there. Alright, so we have, yeah, the spiders are running towards me. See some skeletons and zombies. It is so red now. Okay, I'm gonna try and see if I can take a quick peek out here. I can't tell those are creepers or not. Yeah, those are creepers running my way. I should probably put that back. They're all gonna be there in the morning. Oh no, they're all gonna be there in the morning. It doesn't matter. Alright, it should be day. And at this point, I just gotta go down there and keep working and hope that nothing attacks me, even though everything sounds horrible out there. Yeah, tiny spiders on top of the house. I don't see any creepers, so that's good. Okay, back to working. And now I got my pair of cows, and I got my male pigs out here. That covers everything. Got my cows. I will allow them to breed so I can get milk. I have my male pigs in here. The female ones are right in here. I have male and female. How did they breed? How did that? And I got my roosters, and one day I'll have my hens. And now that the animals are taken care of, I can start reworking that area over there. Now that my animals have been situated, I want to go ahead and start working with my bees. So this crafting recipe right here is going to make me a bee house. So this is going to allow me to essentially have generations of bees going on. And I can select from this section. Now the bee is like the first tier of the bee adventure. There's a second quote bee house called an apiary, which allows you to breed bees together from different, like, with different genes to create like a different one. So for instance, if we go into this, there's a bee breeding tab. This is only possible via the apiary. With just the regular bee house, you can just continue having the same type of bees generationally, and you'll still get honeycomb. But for right now, this is my first steps towards bees and forestry. I have my bee houses all set up. I have plenty of flowers around them to pollinate with. And inside you can see this is the layout. So you get to place one princess with one drone. So essentially a male and a female. When the bar gets filled, they will create a queen. And the queen will produce other bees and comb. The type of comb they produce depends on the type of bees. Most of these generic bees are just going to be producing regular honeycomb, but some of them can produce stuff such as, for instance, mossy comb, which will give you moss, or maybe silky comb, which gives you string or maybe even slime. So yeah, these bees can produce different types of resources for you, which is why I want to start getting ahead into it. And lastly, I have a Valiant Princess, but I do not have a Valiant Drone. I wanted to see, this could ruin it, but I want to see if this will turn into a Valiant Queen, or what's going to happen here, since I can't. Oh, so look, I can make a Valiant Queen, even though I'm not allowed to breed bees together. I think it just means the output won't be any kind of breeded bees. So they all look happy. If anything was wrong, they would be on the left side, a box with an X saying, hey, you're missing something, whether you're missing flowers or you're in the wrong biome. But now I have bees, and look at them going. Alrighty guys, we're here at the end of this episode, and I want to take a moment to take a tour around the base and see what we have accomplished so far. It is day 6? I think day 6. So we have the start of our barn laid out. This is essentially the inner panels. Later, when we can unlock the little tiles mod, I want to turn this into a proper red barn. We have a few animals outside. The cows have already bred, which is great. That means I can go ahead and start milking my cow. Inside the barn, we have another selection of animals. These are separated by their gender so that they don't end up breeding by accident, so I can control the population. In the upstairs of the barn, I just have my storage system. We have a good amount of resources built up, as you can see. In terms of crafting, we already have the advanced crafting table, allowing us to do quite a few more recipes. And we also have this blacksmith's workshop where I can make stronger gear, such as armor and tools. Off to the side, I have my smeltery. The smeltery is a pretty decent size. It's pretty big, helps me smelt down ores, and I can get double ingots from one ore, so it's very useful. I got my tree orchard where I can pick fresh produce. I have the bees, which I set up today. I'm very excited for them, and I'll be checking through them throughout. As you can see, this one already produced some honeycomb for me. And I have my farm plots with various different crops and storage out here for the different items I'm growing. And that's all we've been able to accomplish so far. So getting close to about a week worth of time. I say this is pretty alright for what I am capable of doing. I'm excited to see how much more I can do. For next episode, for day 7, I am planning on doing something with this cliff here. I want to expand the farm onto this cliff, maybe sort of like terrace type farming, like different levels that come down, and maybe even possibly moving this waterfall. I like the feature, but moving it more towards the center and possibly even bringing in a river into the actual farm itself. But those are my plans for next episode. This one sadly has come to an end, so thank you all who stuck by and watched. I enjoy reading your comments. Thank you for all your likes and your support. I hope you continue watching. If there's any feedback you can give me, I do appreciate. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.